Hey guys, welcome to the Soul on Fire show. I am your host, Noelle Agape, and we are live today. Thank you guys so much for being here live. Thank you so much for being here on the replay. I am a leading expert in health, wellness, and consciousness for those of you that don't know me. I am super excited today because we're talking about beauty. It's one of my favorite subjects. We're talking about beauty from the inside out. We have two amazing, gorgeous, beautiful boss babes here today. They're pretty much badass. They are CEOs. They run an incredible company that is conscious, and it's focused on wellness. It's focused on skincare. It's focused on being beautiful from the inside out, guys. With Kayleigh Christina and Danielle Gronich, they are gorgeous. They are amazing. They are incredible beings. We're going to bring them on in just a little bit, but today we're going to talk a little bit before we go on to everything. We're going to talk about our life hack right before we get started. And I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Don't ever for a minute think that I don't appreciate how much you guys are here on the live and those that are watching the replay. So the life hack for today, since we were talking about beauty, which is one of my favorite subjects, right, is that how beauty really comes from within, and beauty really never comes from an external source. And it's such a big component, guys, because especially in this world today with filters and Instagram and everything that's going on, really truly beautiful. Your beauty comes from within. Your beauty comes from your soul. Your beauty comes from when you emanate that light that you have within you out into the world. And of course, taking care of yourself with the food, the nutrition, the mind, the body connection, and actually your skin is one of the most important things, right? So skincare is what we're going to talk about deep today. Beauty from the inside out. A few life hacks that many don't know, and maybe even Kayleigh and Danielle don't know this, is that we're going to be talking about skin. We're going to be talking about skincare. But when it comes to emotions, you guys know that I talk about the quantum fields and emotions and everything, and the mind-body connection. And so the emotions of the skin are actually, your skin is one of your largest organs. Everyone knows that, right? But the emotions of your skin, the regular part of your skin, just the outer skin, is actually worry. And then if there's anything wrong with your skin, the outer skin is worry. And then the internal skin, the deep skin, the deep layers of your skin, that's actually sadness. So when you take care of your emotional state of being, you actually have more healthy skin, and it produces just much more beauty. But when you're happier inside, when you're not worrying, when you don't have sadness, all of those things actually emanate out into your skin, and you vibrate on a higher frequency, which you guys know we talk frequency on this channel. And so the greatest thing in the world is that today we're going to talk about beauty from the inside out. We're going to bring on two gorgeous, beautiful boss babes. They are amazing. They're incredible. They're changing literally the skincare. They're just changing skincare in general. They're conscious about what they do. Their products are so conscious, and what they do on the highest level from the inside out is so beautiful. So stay tuned, guys, because we will be right back. And my show today is sponsored by my company, and my company is Noelle Agape Global, but I have 3 different hubs of my company: Soul on Fire, which is the show, right? And then I also have Infinite Wellness, which is a hub of all health, wellness, and consciousness. And I just thought that today would be a beautiful sponsor for that. So we will be right back with 2 beautiful boss babes. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for watching the replay, and thank you for everyone that is live. We're super excited because today we are with 2 beautiful, amazing, conscious beings that are just gorgeous CEOs. They're badass boss babes. They run a company called CLEARSTEM, and it's Kayleigh Christina and Danielle Gronich, and they are here to talk about beauty from the inside out. And guys, we are just super excited to have you on. Welcome, Kayleigh and Danielle. How are you guys?
Thank you so much for having us. We're super excited. Having a great day so far.
Oh, good, good, good. So tell us a little bit about you, and you guys are. I know your stories are amazing and incredible, and thank you for being here. Let's talk about how you got started in the skincare. Right, you work with leading experts in skincare. Your company is so conscious. You bring so much to the world with all that you guys do. So thank you. I honor you for that. But let's talk about your stories about getting there. One, about becoming an entrepreneur and a CEO of such a massive company, but two, about your journey through your wellness programs.
Sure. So I will start. So Kayleigh and I both struggled with acne and still do. We're both extremely acne prone, but I struggled really, really hard for like 12 years, like cystic acne like everywhere. I did Accutane 3 times and it still came back. So I wound up studying genetics, biology, and immunology in school. But during that time, I was under the care of several different dermatologists, and not one of them could answer basic questions about what was going on inside my body. And it was pretty much just like, which prescription do you want to try again? So I literally decided Western medicine was not for me. I was in the corporate world. Fast forward to age like 29, the last round of Accutane has already failed. My acne is already coming back like 3 months later. And I was like, screw this, I'm going to figure it out myself. So I went back to school to get access to the information just to clear my own skin. And while I was there, I realized that being a medical esthetician was the medical profession I always wanted, but didn't know existed. So I created San Diego Acne Clinic here in La Jolla, and I've had that for about 6 years now. And we have about a 95 to 98% success rate clearing acne. And we go over vitamins, diet, what types of foods you're eating, what you're putting on your skin. We educate everyone about what's going on inside their body, about hormone education, and everything that they never hear from a normal doctor's office. And that's actually how I met Kayleigh.
Yeah, so we met because I was one of Danielle's clinic patients. So years ago, my mid-20s, I came to Danielle at a complete loss. I was breaking out in bright red, inflamed, angry cystic acne. And a lot of people don't believe me when they see my face now, which is completely scar-free, acne-free. If you can see it, I have very light powder on as far as makeup, but we have a before and after on our website, because when I show people, they're like, you're joking, that's not your skin. It was bright red, inflamed, so angry. It had hit my confidence like no other. I didn't want to leave the house. I wasn't seeing friends. When I did have to leave the house, I was packing on the thick theater makeup that's like basically clay for your skin, because you could see it. I could feel it. I felt like everyone was staring at me, and my confidence was just shot. And I was going to every doctor, dermatologist, specialist, esthetician. And the only answers I got, well, they weren't even answers. The only solutions that they gave me were Accutane, antibiotics, or going back on birth control. Wow. That was all. And I begged for a root cause.
Chemicals, right?
There has to be a reasoning, because though I worked in the corporate world for years, I went back to school and got my degree in holistic nutrition. So I understand the effects of what you put in your body not only affects how you feel, how you sleep, your skin, it affects absolutely everything. And so I was like, I know there is a root cause to this. What's going on? And they're like, oh no, your hormones are out of balance. Oh, you just have a lot of acne, so you have to take Accutane. But no one could give me an answer. And I really didn't want to have to go on Accutane, but I felt like I was being cornered into a wall. Well, one last Google search and up popped San Diego Acne Clinic. And I meet with Danielle, and I happen to be her last patient of the day, so she can spend a lot of time with me. And we go over so many things I had never even thought of. Again, coming from holistic nutrition, very educated on the effects of what you eat, that it has on your mood, on your weight, on your sleep. But there's so many actually healthy things that cause acne, because acne is just so specific to how and why it's triggered that, again, even healthy foods, excess of certain supplements can be triggering. So excess B12, excess vitamin D, eating too many eggs, all these things that are very touted as healthy, and they are in regular doses. So we found 11 different acne triggers, and Danielle cleared my skin in a matter of 2 months with absolutely no scarring by eliminating these acne triggers and then getting on a proper skincare routine. And that's when Danielle and I were like, wait, we're onto something. Because Danielle...
That was right when I was formulating the scar reversal serum.
So Danielle started formulating the scar reversal serum, and it was an absolute hit. And we figured out that there is nothing in the market that was anti-acne, anti-aging, and non-toxic. So how can we help those people that struggle with adult acne, but still want to be using anti-aging products to age gracefully, and they still want non-toxic, and they want pregnancy safe, and they want what's safe for their body? And so we decided to create an entire line and education vertical to our company, ClearStem, that not only educated people about the effects of what you put in your body has on your skin and what triggers acne, but also the proper skincare routine with the correct ingredients for your skin. And there ClearStem was born.
Wow. I love that. I love that so much. And you guys are just helping so many people with just, it truly is, it's beauty from the inside out, and you have to love yourself first. But if you're not feeling good within your skin, let's talk about that. Let's talk about self-love, and let's talk about like how you guys went from, Kayleigh, you had tremendous acne, you said, and your face was bright red, and Danielle, you as well, to like, what was your journey through self-love? And now just like, as you shine, I mean, both of you are gorgeous and glowing, right? And so talk about that, and maybe especially because in today's society for women, it's so hard. And again, it's not just women that have acne, right? I mean, men have acne as well, but it's talk about the difference between the before and after internally, not the externally.
Yeah, so I have a lot to say on that subject. So from a neurochemistry, paring it down for basic talk. So when you do things in the hygiene space, whether it's brushing your teeth, putting on your makeup, washing your face, combing your hair, anything that's hygiene related, nature's way of rewarding you for that is to release dopamine, right? And that's your feel good, like almost like your self-worth neurotransmitter. Serotonin makes you like happy, calm, and safe. Dopamine is like you feel good about yourself and you're ready to like say like, hey world, here I am, and like you show up so differently, right? So when you're actually supposed to get a dopamine release when you're like, say, washing your face or putting on makeup, but it actually has the reverse effect when you have acne. And it's like, I would spend at least 2 hours a day doing camouflage makeup, where I would do like a lighter shade of something underneath a cyst, and then do like a routine of like setting stuff, and you're walking on eggshells the whole time. And it is torture when you have acne as bad, even if it's not that bad, but just acne in general, when it's chronic, it depletes your feel-good chemicals and it leads to depression for sure. And anyone who has struggled with chronic acne is like, amen. So basically that process can go on for years and years and years. And the way you talk to yourself, the way you see yourself, it absolutely changes. I mean, I was in a terrible relationship because I didn't think I could do any better. I didn't apply for a promotion because we had to go talk to the guy who was going to be hiring, and I was like breaking out on my neck super bad and I couldn't hide it. I would call ahead to restaurants to see what the lighting was like because I had acne all over my chest, and I would be like, literally, it dominated my life. So when you're caught in that cycle, you're not, it's really hard to be nice to yourself. It's hard to feel beautiful, and you think you're the only one going through it. So you feel very alone. So that the people that are doing the whole normalize acne and like, real skin campaigns now on Instagram, that's fantastic. And it's super, super needed because we're celebrating the fact that we can still feel beautiful and love ourselves, even if our skin is not cooperating at that time. And when you start to get clear, it's amazing. Someone, I'll work with them for, a few weeks. And the next time I see them, they're walking in differently. They're speaking differently, especially teenagers too. Like their entire posture will change. So I'm a big advocate of reminding people that there's so much more than their skin, and that yes, acne is terrible, but it is temporary, and that anytime you break out, it's a learning experience for you to know what your body likes and what it doesn't. So there's inherent long-term value in that. So to shift it from a negative, like, oh, I'm breaking out again, to like, hey, what can I learn? And that's how you flip the dopamine in your favor. So that's something that I like.
love that so much, because here we talk about dopamine and serotonin all the time, right? On this channel. So I love that you just gave somebody life hacks. Literally, just that was such a juicy tidbit, is that you could flip it and you can actually say, what can I learn, right? And we, I say all the time, guys, that things don't show up in your life. Everything is a lesson, right? I think, Kayleigh, you had like a bug following you yesterday, right? And I texted you and I said, it's just you, right? And everything in your life is a lesson, and it's showing you that there's a better version of you that wants to emerge. And so let's talk about the emotions and connecting to that when, Kayleigh, maybe your story, because Danielle, that was amazing. Thank you, because those tidbits are so important. One, the scientific, because that's what this channel is, but two, even more so, it's it's truly just understanding that when you feel good, that's when you can actually step into your higher power, right? And when you look good too, right? I mean, and again, it's not an external egoic thing. It's truly just, I'm becoming a better version of myself. And the acne is actually showing you something that's going on within your body, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So acne hit my confidence a ton. I was someone who put so much value in my career and education, what I brought to the table. And because I was a certified holistic nutritionist, I felt like when people looked at me and saw my acne, it was like, oh, she doesn't have control over her health. And I had attached that to my value and who I was so much that I let myself slip into anxiety-induced depression and just feeling like I couldn't show up and feeling like I couldn't even introduce myself in front of other people. And so that was a very, very difficult time, especially for someone like me who is very outgoing and loves to talk with people and loves to network, feeling like I was forced into being so introverted because I didn't want to be seen by anyone, because I felt like when people would look at me, they wouldn't trust me.
Wow.
They wouldn't trust what I could bring to the table. And so that was very difficult for me. But the learning lesson from all of it is I got to get a lot of new tools in my tool belt to use as far as self-growth and personal identification and where I put my value in life. And so I developed a lot of new techniques like meditation and journaling and expanding my growth with listening to a lot of self-growth podcasts. And so though it was such a difficult time in life, I wouldn't have all these tools in my tool belt with mental health if I didn't go through such a very mentally difficult time.
Wow. I love that so much. And again, that goes, it's so in alignment with all of our viewers here on this channel, because that's what we talk about, right? The mind, body, soul connection. Yeah. And let's talk about that now, because that actually led you to your soul's purpose, right? It led you to your gift of bringing this out to the world. And I always say through your pain is your purpose, right? And my viewers know everything that I had to go through. I had to go through death to find life. I had to go sickness to find wellness, right? And so for you, this had to lead you to your soul's purpose. So let's talk about that. And let's talk about being a conscious entrepreneur in that space. And now understanding that you guys both are living your soul's purpose. You're both knocking it out of the park. I mean, it's incredible what you're doing at such a young age. And I honor you for that, really, truly. And you love what you do, right? So it allowed you to step into something that you probably would have never even imagined. And it's helping so many people along the path. So let's talk about that and your soul's purpose, and how through the pain and through the fear and through the anger and everything, you actually came out as so much of a better person. And again, you both dropped it gorgeous on the outside, but what the viewers don't know is how gorgeous you guys are on the inside too, and how determined you guys both are, right? I mean, you work so hard to build this company to being where it is. And there's never a moment where you're not being better. And so let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, my soul's purpose is to make a positive impact in other people's lives. That is what drives me every single day. And it took a long time to really figure that out. After college, I worked different corporate jobs. I explored the different career fields, and I kept coming up short in every career direction. Literally the thing I said to myself every single time was, I just don't feel like I'm making an impact. I feel like there's more that I can do. I said that when I was getting ready to leave every other job that I had had. And when I stepped into the world of holistic nutrition and then creating ClearStem with Danielle, I felt like my soul's purpose of making a positive impact in my career aligned for the very first time, because I like being able to make a positive impact in different ways. But one of my absolute favorite ways is to help people understand and take back control of their health. Because along with the acne that I had, I went through a lot of other health issues. I had a breast tumor that was removed. I have celiac. I had inflammation going on. I had issues with my liver. And so there's a lot of exploration that I've done, and I've taken back control of my health. And it was so incredibly empowering that now when I meet with people, talk with people, get reached out to because of ClearStem with people struggling with their health and their skin issues, when I can help educate them on what's going on so they can be an informed person about their own body and an informed consumer when they're making purchases for their body. That's where I feel like I can make a positive impact, because then I get people responding back, sharing that the advice that I gave completely changed their life and changed their skin, changed their confidence, and changed how they showed up as a human being every single day. That's how I love to make a positive impact. That's what truly sets me on fire every day. That's what wakes me up so excited to even just answer, spend a day answering emails, even the most mundane work with ClearStem. I always just come back to my soul's purpose is to make a positive impact in all of these little stepping stones, whether it's the super, super fun days, like being on a talk show with you, or, we both got featured in Forbes last week, which was super
awesome.
It's
amazing. Congratulations, guys. It's incredible.
Really fun days, or the days that can feel, a little more mundane, and maybe there's a bunch of things going wrong and Danielle and I have to figure out how to pivot, or we're just grinding in front of the computer all day. No matter the highs, no matter the lows, I come back to, why am I doing this? It's to make a positive impact, and all these little steps that I'm making leads towards that. And that's what keeps me energized. And that's what just really sets me on fire every day.
Kayleigh, well, I know you personally, and you are pure sunshine. Like you are such a gift to this world. And I've said that from the moment I met you, right? And you and I met at an event, and it was like, oh my gosh, hi. And it was just a connection, but you are such a gift to this world, and truly everything that you touch turns to gold, right? So just keep doing what you're doing, because your soul is right on track. And I'm so proud of you. So how about you, Danielle?
Everything she said.
What sets your soul on fire?
Oh my gosh. Finding solutions for people. I'm very solution oriented. That's just the way my brain works. I like to know how everything works. I like to know why something is the way it is. And I really like science. So what I love to do is formulate. I'm the CEO of ClearStem, but one of my key roles is I'm in charge of all the formulation. So I love the product development part of this. So I literally like these ingredients, and it'll be stuff that you would never think to mix together, like turmeric and an alpha hydroxy acid. And then it's like, ooh, what's compatible with that? Vitamin C. So it's just like they're like really thoughtful products that are multifunctional and that create change overnight. Like I have these benchmarks of what I want for a product, and I love chasing that benchmark and then doing it. And then what sets my soul on fire is not only the creative process, but also someone reaching out to me. Like I just got a text like 20 minutes ago saying, I can't believe how good my skin looks right now. I'm literally washing my face and I started to cry. Like that lights my soul on fire for a while.
I love that so much. I love that so much. Well, I love that you are a scientist with a heart, right? Because that's what's going to change the world, right? And it's the science. I have a science brain too, and the chemistry that you do is amazing and beautiful. And our body is chemistry too. Let's talk a little bit about that, like how sometimes people get reactions from, like, I'm super, super hypersensitive to like things with chemicals in them and all this stuff, but I could do a lot of natural products, right? So let's talk about your products, because they're all natural, right? There's not anything that's like going to harm you, or, we're going to be 90 years old and there's going to be plastic in our system or anything like that, right? They're all holistic and they're all natural, and they change like dramatic results, right? So
yes.
Talk about that.
Well, part of our whole ethos is education on ingredients, and it's extremely important to go organic. For example, organic in terms of your food, highly important. No one can argue that. But there's a misconception and a lack of education in skincare, especially if you have acne, where if you think you're going to go organic, that it will help your skin. And honestly, it's usually the opposite. Organic things like organic coconut oil or algae or shea butter, those are incredibly common in most of the clean beauty, non-toxic lines out there. But it's still, even though it's organic, it's still physically thicker than your own oil. So it clogs your pore and causes acne. So we educate on what people actually need to know to solve this complex skin issue. And this is the issue that affects 90% of people. So we really, really love creating products that that help the skin in so many ways, even if the person isn't totally aware of like what it's doing, they just know it's working. Like we just like to deliver things that just work for them. And it's also working on scars and it's non-toxic. So we are very particular about the type of ingredients we use and where they're sourced. And we are very, very big on no endocrine, no hormone disruptors.
Yeah. We love to call our brand clinical because we are a clean beauty company that delivers clinical results for your skin.
Wow.
So we like to combine the two because we, of course, are so science driven with all of our ingredients. We're not just throwing together a bunch of oils and calling it clean beauty. We're so intentional about the difference that the ingredients are going to make while still staying clean.
That I absolutely love. And for me, you know, it's really, there's so much, you guys know, my dad died of a heart attack. My grandfather had cancer. My mom had cancer. And so like everything I do is clean, right? And so for me, it's so important because the things that you're putting on your body, that they think that, you know, all of the things that have chemicals in them today, especially in the beauty world, right? There's so much stuff that people think that they're putting on their skin and it's actually damaging their skin, right? More. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about like the fact that there are things out there that are actually worse for your skin. And you think that you're spending all this money on beauty product and then it actually is damaging what's going on the deep layers of your skin.
Yeah. So on the toxic versus non-toxic side of things, some words that you'll hear thrown around are endocrine disruptors, which is a fancy name for saying hormone disruptors. Basically what that means. So everything you put on your body gets absorbed into your skin and gets absorbed into your bloodstream. So just because you aren't eating it doesn't mean it's not going inside your body. It's just a different delivery system. So it's getting absorbed into your body. And the best way to describe the way endocrine disruptors, hormone disruptors work is in your body, you have all these little parking spaces. And for that, the hormones go in the parking spaces. So let's talk about estrogen. So estrogen has, let's just say 5 parking spots in your body. Well, when you're putting toxic products on your skin that have hormone disruptors, what it does is it goes into your body and it becomes fake estrogen. So it's kind of tricking your body into thinking that it's estrogen. And these little fake estrogens are floating around and parking in the parking spots that your real estrogen belongs in. Wow. So now your real estrogen is like, oh my gosh, where do I go? It's floating around in your body and causing estrogen dominance. Now, that's also creating an imbalance with progesterone, testosterone, even cortisol. I mean, you name it, all the other hormones, because when one hormone is in balance, it throws off everything else because they are all connected. They all talk to each other. So when you have estrogen dominance, that can lead to things like different forms of cancer. It can lead to digestive issues, inflammation in the body, even simple things like brain fog every single day. So it can take a very minute look and like little things every single day, or it can build up into something like cancer. And so that's why toxic products are such an issue in today's culture, because they're causing these bigger issues and leading to short-term and long-term health damage.
Oh my gosh. And I love that you guys do the science behind everything, because that's what I teach here, right? Is I teach the science of the body and the biochemicals and how it affects your neurotransmitters and how it affects your brain. So let's talk about that. And let's talk about, maybe Danielle, you can, since Kayleigh did the other part, but the science behind like literally the science of your body and how the biochemistry with your body like connects to your brain and your value, your worth, your all that is going on within you. I love this because my brain is a science brain and I love beauty. So I think it is the coolest thing in the world that you merge science and beauty together and holistic and it's clean ingredients.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question?
Well, I think just how with you were talking about the dopamine and the oxytocin and all those things that it produces, right? So let's talk about the science of the product and the chemistry of your body and merging them.
Got it. Yeah. So the thing that comes to mind when you ask that is the experiential aspect of a self-care routine and having products that they feel good when you put them on. They're aesthetically pleasing when you open them. They feel good when you're touching them, and they do positive things in your skin. And all of our items have custom scents too. Wow. So I kind of think that most skincare lines do like 2 out of 6 things well. They might smell good and have pretty packaging, but their formula is crap. Or they might be like an acne product like benzoyl peroxide that's extremely drying and, causes, accelerated aging, right? So usually customers have to choose between like the lesser of two evils or something, they're left with not that great of options. So the thing that we love about our company is that we want people to, as they're doing their self-care routine, they are like sending like good thoughts to themselves. They're massaging their skin for circulation. They're just getting inundated with just like positivity, knowing that what they're using is good for them, knowing that what they're using is meant for their skin because they have acne and want to age well. Like if that's you, this is your brand. And that they are aware that they're using a product from a brand who has a mission and has ethos, and it's not just some investor-backed skincare line that is doing everything the same as anyone else. So we really like our brand as a whole and our products and our education. We really just feel like that is what makes people happy when they use our stuff, and that's why we have such a cult following.
I love that. I love that so much. And I think that I have to keep saying this to both of you. I think you have such a following is because you guys work so hard and you work from your soul and you love from your heart, and it comes out in your product. I promise you guys that like there's never a moment that you're not in somebody's presence that they don't see how powerful you guys are as CEOs, but how beautiful you are as humans, right? And so you're bringing that out to the world. And so thank you, because this is really truly, it going through it yourself. You had to go through it to get to where you are to help other people. We're going to take a quick commercial, and then we're going to talk about teenage acne and how parents can help children with their self-esteem and self-love, but also what this product could do for somebody that's really, because teenage acne is really a tough journey, right? Because the teenage years are so difficult as it is. And when you have acne, it just throws that whole thing into it. So we'll be right back. We're going to have a commercial break, and then we will talk about that. Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being on the replay. We are here with experts in skincare, guys, and Kayleigh Christina and Danielle Gronich, and they are truly bringing magic to the world. They are doing things on a conscious level. They are doing organic, healthy, scientific-based skin products that change your life and change your skin and change really just your paradigms of who you are, right? Because it's beauty from the inside out. And thank you guys so much for bringing your gifts to the world. Thank you for being here. We did talk about self-love and what that looks like. And now we want to talk a little bit about a subject that's a little bit tender, right? So teenage acne and what that looks like in teenage beauty and going through that, because your teenage years are so difficult as it is, right? And teenagers can just be mean, especially in middle school, right? Middle school and early high school, teenagers can just be mean. Let's talk about the journey of having acne as a teenager. Let's talk about what that looks like and how it could be corrected just by your product.
Yeah, so we like to be very upfront about the fact that products alone are rarely enough to get rid of acne alone. Acne has usually like 7 different triggers all operating at once. Some are external, some are internal. So we don't like to be like one of those brands, like this is the one thing your acne needs to go away. Like that is bullshit. Pardon my French, but it is.
That's okay. We're good. There used to be cursing on the show.
Yeah. So for teenage acne, a lot of it has to do with our diet in America, and it's unfortunate. It's ironic that it's called SAD, the standard American diet. The acronym is SAD because it is. Acne is by far more prevalent in America and Western civilizations than it is in like, back like 200 years ago. It was not that big of a deal. But there was less toxins in foods, people were eating cleaner, there wasn't as much sugar in everything. So basically you're a teenager, you're growing up on candies, you got like all the things that are marketed toward teenagers are junk foods, basically, grow up on Cheez-Its and Goldfish and, candy and just all the things. So, and, when you're growing up, you're probably not that concerned about your weight or probably not that concerned about your appearance in general until you get to your teenage years. And so by then you have all these probably not so great eating habits. You want pizza and ice cream and all that stuff. And now all of a sudden it's catching up to you. And now all of a sudden it matters, like right when you hit 13, right? Mm-hmm. So if it's coming out into your skin as acne, first things first, eliminate all dairy. Dairy is the number one most obvious, will affect you the next day acne trigger. So that can be a little bit hard. And because acne is genetic, if you're a parent and you had acne or your spouse had acne, your kid is very likely to develop it. So you can start eliminating those things from their diet immediately anyway. Just don't buy them. You're the one doing the grocery shopping. So that part is easy. So, and then the psychology of acne for a teenager, having discipline and just the mental, just discipline, I guess, and self-respect at that age to make choices that will help you later. That can be the first challenge with parents. And that applies to everything, not procrastinating or cleaning your room or something like that, right? So a technique that I have found is the puppy technique. And it comes from a pet shop, scenario where it's I want the puppy. I don't know though. Take it for a week and see how you feel. No one's going to return it after a week. So
is it a trained puppy or not a trained puppy? Because it's a wholly different game.
Yeah. It's literally, it's a sales technique, I think, but I heard it somewhere and I was like, that makes sense. For a teenager, you want them to commit to do something for a week. Okay. Not forever. If you tell someone they can't have ice cream ever again, you're just going to crush their dreams. So you say, let's cut it out for a week or two and let's see how it does. Let's cut out cheese for a week, milk for a week. Anyone can agree to that. And then they'll see the difference in their skin within that time. And then when they go back to having the thing, they'll see also what it does to their skin. So you give them the ability and the runway to figure things out for themselves and make their own choices. And that can be really helpful for a parent too, because I've seen a lot of families come in and the mom just is trying to do everything and is repeating herself constantly to her son to wash his face, and he just doesn't want to hear it anymore, and he doesn't care enough yet. Yeah. So there's just ways to work with your own individual teen to get them to care, and that can look very different between all families. So that's something that I always I help families find a way to do that. As far as products go, for teenagers, I like to keep routines simple anyway, but for teenagers, I like to keep them really simple. Usually the vitamin scrub is for a teenage boy. Let's talk about a teenage boy. They generally are producing a lot of testosterone. They have more oily skin, generally thicker skin, usually less sensitive. So they can start doing the vitamin scrub, the Clarity Acid Serum at night, and then the stem cell serum. And those three things, we call that our power trio for a reason. Those three things will satisfy all of the antibacterial and exfoliation and healing ingredients that the skin needs in order to change. The rest will be, diet related, but that will get them 60% of the way at least.
It's so much good just came out of that. I mean, really, so there were so many good tidbits in there. I just think in general, dairy is it should not be in a human body. I'm a firm believer. My kids like it, but they get to go on their own journey. And I just, for me, my body instantly, I get acne, I get fatigue, I get bloating. So dairy for me is just a not in general.
Funny fact about dairy, it actually requires a genetic mutation in order to process it without inflammation, and a lot of people don't have it.
Wow. That's awesome. Can you say that again?
So in order to process dairy in a low inflammation way, it's a genetic mutation. You want more history facts here. So Mongolian people, they can actually tolerate milk, and that's what allowed them to spread their world influence, because they were able to drink the milk from their horses when they were trying to conquer areas. I believe it was the Chinese that they were battling. They didn't have the mutation that allowed them to process milk in the right way, so they weren't able to advance militarily. So long story short, it requires a genetic mutation in order to process milk. Most people don't have it, and the milk that we have in this country is dirtier and riddled with hormone toxins that you don't want anyway. So it's already at a genetic disadvantage for eating it, and it has extra crap in it. It's just, I agree with you. It doesn't deserve to be in our households.
And for every other parent out there that's like, all right, I can commit with my child to remove dairy for a week, but what else? Because of course we mentioned there's a lot of other acne triggers. Don't worry, we got you. We actually have created an entire course. It's called the Ditch Your Acne course. You can find it on our website, but you can go through that as a parent or go through it with your child, and you can identify all the different acne triggers that exist. And then we have action steps and protocols for you to work through it, because we want to take the frustration and the guesswork, because we know as a parent, you're just so confused and overwhelmed and just feel terrible that your son or daughter is struggling with this, because you can see it in their face. You can see it when they come home from school. You can see them when they don't want to go to school because they feel embarrassed because of their acne. And so one of the best ways you can support them is, of course, have this information, have steps for them to heal their acne and to get rid of it. But what you can do on the mental side of things is really just help their confidence. So sitting down with them and discussing the acne, it might be a little difficult. They might not want to, but normalizing it is better than just pretending like it doesn't exist and be like, oh, just go to the dermatologist. Oh, just get on antibiotics or some type of really harsh cream. But sitting down with your son or daughter and be like, I've done this research. I know there's root causes to this. Like, we can tackle this together. Like, you're not going through this alone. And the pro of social media these days, because I know it can circulate that there's a lot of negativity and bullying, but the pro is there are different skin and acne positivity groups. If you look up the hashtag acne positivity, you can see other people that are going through what you're going through, what your son or daughter is going through. And so to know that they're not alone and there is a solution is the best way to give them confidence. And then just remind them that their self-worth does not come from what they look like. And just don't let your child forget how important they are and how much they have to bring to the table that is not attached to their looks.
I am blown away by you guys, because you have taken an approach of you could have just done the science and said, okay, I am literally just going to do the science and we're going to make our company from the science. And then, or you could have just done the promotion and just done whatever. You guys actually take the whole body approach. You teach them, you show them, you guide them. There's not a part of this journey that you don't help people along. And I am blown away by that. There's not, honestly, like I work with a lot of people in health and wellness, and there is not a company that I know that walks them through. One, you guys know the scientific of the body and the mind, and you understand the emotional component, but you also take it to the teaching realm too. So that is so incredible. And I honor you guys so much, because that's like next level, literally. And that's actually genius, because there is nobody, I have interviewed so many people about beauty, and there's nobody that does what you guys do, that they do the research, and then they do the biochemical understanding, and then they make the mind-body connection, and then they actually teach it on the highest level. So that is amazing, guys. Really, truly. I honor you guys so much. I'm blown away by this. And guys, those of you that are watching, our viewers, these guys they're no joke. They're how fast has your company grown, Kayleigh and Danielle? Is it very fast, right?
It's more than doubled every year. And it was a hobby company for a while. It was just the stem cell serum, and it was just on Amazon.
Yeah.
We had like a small website
for over a year.
Yeah. And then we decided to make it a real company like pretty much a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when we came out with like other products, and like we started like we had like a website where people could, order from and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been what did we do last year? We were just filling out, and some investors are coming to us. We just had to do all this. Yeah, we more than doubled last year. Year to date, we'll probably do 250% growth.
Wow. In a year and a half. I love that. And I love it. Yeah. And honestly, that is because of you and the steps that you have taken, because you are covering every single aspect of the holistic approach of skin. Guys, I'm so excited, and I'm so blown away. I'm ready to partner with you guys right now too. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and talk about anti-aging, and then we want to talk about what your company, where it is, and how people can reach you and everything. But anti-aging is a huge one, especially for me. So I'm super excited to hear about that. We will be right back, guys. Thanks for being here. Welcome back, guys. We are here today talking about beauty from the inside out with beautiful Kayleigh Christina and Danielle Gronich, and we are absolutely, I'm blown away by you guys. I'm blown away by what you have done, what you have built. You are CEOs, you are boss babes, you have hearts of gold. You truly want to change skincare at the highest level. Let's talk about anti-aging and what that looks like and how your products, and not only your products, but like all of the research and everything that you guys are doing with anti-aging, because we talked about teenage acne, we talked about the emotional component, we talked about understanding self-worth and self-value from looking and feeling good. Now let's talk about like the older component and people that are aging and our older viewers.
I mean, anti-aging is a big deal. We both want to age well. I'm 36. Kayleigh's a little younger. What are you, 29?
29,
yeah. A little baby. But first things first with anti-aging is water temperature when you're washing your face. It is something that never gets talked about, and it makes all the difference. So if we're using super hot water to cleanse our face, especially if you're doing it twice a day, it injures the skin, it dries it out, and it makes you accumulate UV damage at a much faster rate.
Wow.
So I have seen that be the one thing where when I have someone change just that, it makes a huge difference in their skin. Like it can actually heal at that point, because they're keeping it in a suspended state of stress and inflammation if we're assaulting it with hot water every single day. And it's a big deal because as we get older, we do things like lasers or microneedling or peels, but post-care is everything. When you do treatments, post-care is everything. It's what you do the following week or longer, depending on what type of laser it is. But that week afterwards, if you did something to like take off a bunch of skin or microneedle or what have you, and you're using hot water on it, you won't get the same healing effect. If anything, you could hurt yourself and set yourself back. So that is the number one thing for skin health and anti-aging, and it's free. Just turn the water temperature down to lukewarm. But on your face and hopefully your chest, just lukewarm or room temperature. So that is number one. For anti-aging, so everything in our line is also anti-aging. Even if you've never had acne before, you just want a clean clinical line, our line is still perfect for you. For example, the Clarity Acid Serum, that is an alpha hydroxy acid serum that has a very mild pH. It's non-irritating, and it also has vitamin C in it. So there's antioxidant power, and it's extremely brightening. So that alone, like, yes, it will unclog pores. It'll also just dissolve the old skin that you don't want so that your body replaces it with fresh new skin. So that is how we engineer our formulas to be both anti-acne and anti-aging.
Wow.
So that's one example. The stem cell serum, it's called Cell Renew. That one, basically, it's an the anti-aging component of it. It's a hyaluronic acid base, and then we actually have collagen stem cells in there. And it's the same exact kind that sells in a Skin Medica serum for $270.
Wow.
So it's that same material, but then I had them add anti-inflammatory herbs like green tea and willow herb and reishi mushroom, like adaptogenic herbs to calm inflammation. And that's why it helps acne, and the collagen helps with acne scarring. All of that's still going to help with regular skin healing and regular skin inflammation control as well. So that's another example of how a formula can be both anti-aging and help acne too. So that's kind of the science behind that. As far as my favorite treatments, I love talking about these. Microneedling is by far your starting point. Everyone should be microneedling, whether you're doing it with the vampire facial with platelets.
You can do it with our Cell Renew serum.
Yeah, you can do it with our Cell Renew serum. I personally have, to be fair, I have not done the microneedling with platelet-rich plasma, mainly because I have my own microneedle device and I'm really good at it, so I'm not going to go pay someone else to do it for me.
Definitely.
But microneedling in and of itself is one of the best things you should do. Lasers should be something that are done sporadically. There's obviously different types of lasers, but the ones that use a lot of heat and ablate your skin, those should be done maybe once a year. I'm not a huge fan of those, especially for anyone who lives in Southern California or likes to be outdoors a lot, because you do have to change your lifestyle for a while. And Fraxel is the one where a lot of people, if they have acne scars, they think they need to do that. And it's extremely expensive. I mean, it can be upwards of $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, depending on who you go to. And you've got to change your entire lifestyle for like 6 months afterwards. People don't usually do that. And that's when you can get melasma, you can get weird pigmentation, your skin cannot heal very well. So there's just a lot that goes into lasers. It's just a higher risk way of creating change. Whereas microneedling, You get a day or two of dryness, maybe a tiny bit of peeling, and then you're done. But you still get compound healing effects. And it helps with collagen, it helps with wrinkles, and it really helps with acne scars. So anyone who has scarring or texture issues, microneedling is your best friend, and it's only a couple $100.
Oh, wow. And you guys offer that service in your salon?
I don't. California is really limiting for estheticians. Like, yeah, I did it at a med spa that I first worked at. So I've been trained on it, love doing it. I do it for my friends, but I can't offer it as a service.
Yes. Okay, good. But your serum is similar to doing a microneedling. Is that what you're saying?
You can use it with it.
Yeah. So when you microneedle,
I'm like so excited because I'm like,
a product, a serum, or if you're doing like PRP, you do it with the plasma. So you can go get microneedling done and bring the Cell Renew serum with you and have them microneedle with that, because then it's going to get it even deeper into your skin and transform your skin even more.
Yeah, and if someone has those, there's something called a Dermal Roller, which is kind of in the microneedle family, where it's something you can get these for like $10 on Amazon, and it's something you roll on your face, and it has like a torture ball with spikes. That's not quite the same thing as microneedling, but it sure is the next best thing if you can't go do that.
Yeah, and this is only for anti-aging. That should never be used when you have acne or active breakouts.
Not active breakouts.
Yeah, this is only
scarring and anti-aging. Absolutely. Thank you for that. But you don't do that on dry skin because tears the skin. So you put something slick. You do hyaluronic acid by itself, or a serum that has the hyaluronic acid in it. And then what it does is it creates little micro pinpoint wounds so that you get insane circulation. Your body's like, what's going on? It's almost like doing a really intense workout where it's controlled inflammation to gain a healing response. And while it's a little bit open and more permeable, you put the stem cell serum on and it heals 10 times better, much faster, and you just see different skin in a week.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that so much. So maybe give our viewers a quick tip of like the 3 things that are in your bag that like you would not, you always use regardless, for anti-aging, for acne, for teenage, for the different sections that we talked about. Maybe give them some tips and takeaways of what if they don't have your products, but what if, go get their products if you don't have their products, by the way. But just what's in your toolkit?
A zinc-based sunscreen, zinc or titanium-based sunscreen is everyone needs that. I don't care how old you are, where you live, everyone needs that. So physical sunblock, it's only zinc or titanium. That means it's a physical shield and it will reflect the sun's rays back so they don't penetrate. If it's not zinc or titanium, it's a chemical sunscreen, and those have a whole host of reasons why they're not that great for you. In addition to being endocrine disruptors, they're bad for coral reefs, and it's just bad for the skin. So I'm not a fan of those sunscreens. I don't even carry them in the clinic anymore. So yeah, a zinc or titanium based sunscreen is a must have for everyone.
Amazing. How about a wash? Like, is it just like, is there a staple wash that you guys would use, or?
Our Gentle Clean. I mean, we really just use our products because we
formulated
them to be the
best. For washing, like the biggest game changer for washing your face is a scrub.
Yeah.
But our vitamin scrub is so specific because there's a lot of scrubs out there that can actually tear tiny holes in your skin and cause more long-term DNA damage, and they're harsher for your skin. So we specifically formulated ours as a gentle scrub with bamboo in it as our exfoliator, with also a lot of hydrating components, so you weren't scrubbing your skin and it feeling dry and stripped of everything. And so it's hard to recommend other products because we truly formulated ours to like fit all the different categories that we wanted. But I would say vitamin scrub, so important. Our Clarity serum is the best for acne and for aging. It really tackles both. It evens skin texture. It gets rid of like hyperpigmentation and pigmentation to the skin. It helps with acne. It helps with wrinkles. So it's truly an all-in-one. And then our moisturizer, Hydra Glow, has just some amazing components to it. It has bakuchiol, which is a safe alternative to retinol. So it doesn't make you sensitive to the sun like retinol does, and doesn't cause long-term damage or extra sensitivity, but it still gets the same results that you're looking for in a retinol. So it's really that anti-aging and that anti-acne factor. So I would say those are our 3 like top favorites. And then of course our Cell Renew serum is our baby. It was our very first one, and that's the one that's going to be so healing and calming and regenerative. That's one that has the stem cells in it. It's just going to be so nourishing for your skin.
Oh my gosh, I love that, and I actually can't wait. I'm like going to go to your salon and get like other products now. And so we do have a couple questions. This one's a good one. What if you're an athlete? What would you do for people that break out from sports and sweat?
Yeah. First thing first, as soon as your workout is over, go stick your face in a faucet and rinse off the sweat. You don't need to bring everything with you to the gym, but you do
if you can bring your face wash and stuff with you.
Yeah, that's right. Most people want to hop. If you're going to shower at the gym, bring all your things. But no matter what, as soon as you're done with your workout, immediately rinse off. Even if it's like 4 seconds, just get that sweat off. I see it all the time with personal trainers or people that were working out, and they'll like go run errands afterwards or something, and they get a ton of blackheads. So you don't want to sweat out toxins just to have them be reabsorbed into your skin. Cool. So that is huge for athletes. Also for athletes, most athletes are doing some sort of protein powder or protein bars, and you want to avoid the ones that end in Y. So no whey and no soy. Yeah. Hemp is my favorite protein powder because it usually has the most fiber.
I love that. And then here's another one. So how about if you're pregnant? Are your products safe for people that are pregnant?
They sure are. If you're pregnant, the things that you need to avoid are salicylic acid and retinol.
We don't have those.
We don't use that. Those are not clean beauty items, and we don't use them.
Okay. And there's one more. Somebody asked if you were single.
I
don't know. I'm not, but you guys are. That's hilarious. Yeah. So somebody said, how do you feel good from the inside out when you have the acne on your face? Oh, that's a great question. When you're going through the process of actually having the acne, how do you feel good from the inside out?
For me, having a plan is good because you can choose to be a victim in any scenario in your life. And we underestimate how much power we have. So you step out of the victim role. You're like, okay, this is something sciencey that's happening on my skin. I'm going to learn everything I can about it. You can like keep a food journal. You can take some control back by gaining information and then thus power. So you can say, okay, I'm eliminating everything in my routine. I'm only going to try these 3 things. And I'm going to see how these are going and chart it. That way you're getting closer to more knowledge. And that alone, it just distracts you from the bummer of having your face break out, but it also gives you something better to focus on that is inherently progressive, where you're going to know more in a few days than you did before. So that is definitely something that I find really, really helpful. At least that's the way my brain works.
I do a lot of the mental self-work. And so something I want you to repeat to yourself is your self-worth is not attached to how you look. I need you to look in the mirror and say that in the morning. My self-worth is not attached to how I look. And then one of the best things you can do is train your brain to think differently and train your brain to the positive. And in order to do that, just like training for or practicing for any sport or anything to get better at, you have to do it every single day. And so something I journal every single day, I have a couple prompts, and I kid you not, this makes the biggest difference in my mood, whether I'm having breakouts, whether I'm just having like a very anxiety-ridden day, whether things just feel like they're heavy and they're getting to me. I journal 3 things that I'm excited about. I journal a positive experience in the last 24 hours. I journal 3 things that I'm grateful for in that current moment. And then also I list about 10 I am statements. So it can just be words too. So like, I am smart, I am beautiful, I am driven, I am loved, I am kind, whatever is on your heart. And that just the first couple days you do it, it's just like, is this lame? Is this working? Like, what is this? But then you'll start to notice your mood shift, and you'll start to notice if you miss a day of journaling all that, you'll feel it. You'll truly feel it.
I love that so much, guys. Thank you so much for all that, those juicy tips. So tell us where we can find you. We have about 30 seconds left, and I wanted to get that in there.
So for quick tips and a ton of education, you can head to our Instagram. It's CLEARSTEM Skincare. You can head to our website, ClearStemSkincare.com. We have our course there, our products there, and our skincare learning center. And then we have an amazing code for you guys. So for $15 off, you can use code SOULONFIRE on our website and get hooked up with products.
Yep. And then our individual Instagrams too. We definitely post a lot. So I am actually trademarked as the country's acne guru. So if you look up Danielle Danielle Acne. You'll see Danielle, the acne guru, and we post a ton of very specific nitty gritty acne tips. So
and
that's another source.
Kayleigh Christina.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We are super excited. Please share, like, and subscribe this video so we can get this out to as many people as possible. You guys are amazing. We love you so much. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys on the replay.